Universe, what is going on? Happy day of the week. Happy day after my birthday. That's pretty cool, right? That you were able to coexist with me the day after the coming of Co. That's kind of a dumb way to say it. Ignore the giant gray box, it'll go away in a second. Told ya. You just had to believe in me for a little bit. Oh, Tay. How did I just... Okay, there's like a pixel you can fit between there. I thought I just like soft locked myself. We successfully liberated some stuff from some things. It's pretty cool if you think about it. Some tungsten ore. Now ours for the taking. This lava is a little bit inconvenient. I think we're gonna try and pump the tungsten ore back here. Maybe we'll turn this into an extension of our factory. Let's throw a deconstructed plan down here. I should just pick up this stuff manually. Speed up my bots a little bit. Yoink. This cliff thing here is kind of annoying. I thought this is something I could destroy. Whatever, go my bots. Honestly, I don't know if we'll be doing Factorio the whole stream today. But I want to throw on something at least for the second. Get on getting on. Just to do something. Forgot how intense the music is here. Wonder how many belts we'll need to bring down. I could also do trains, but I don't think it's necessary at this point. I think what I'm going to do is set up 2 belts, copy it. That is lava. That's... I would be a little bit angrier if we weren't, like, completely fine on resources. The heck is that? There's just so much garbage here. Whoops, don't do those, please. Do that, please. Why does this not seem to connect? What's going on here? Can it not go across lava? Oh. You know, I'm surprised we can go across that, but it does kind of make sense that we can't go across lava. Like, it doesn't make me happy, but it does make a great deal of sense that there might be some issue trying to have an underground belt go underneath literal lava. It does track just a smidgem. A regrettable smidgem. Oh, I ran out of thingummy once. We'll just go back and grab some. Should have plenty of belts to go as soon as we get here. Yeah, there all the bots go. We definitely need to improve the factory a fair bit, but step 1 is getting a few mining drills down. And extracting some of the, oh my god, what's it called? I keep wanting to call it holmium. Tungsten. We need some tungsten carbide to make another one of those drills, but we should have plenty because when we killed the big guy, it gave us a lot of tungsten carbide, the worm. So I'm hoping we'll be fine. I don't know why I'm standing here waiting for the boss to do this. What I should have done instead is just walked up here. They'll get the job done. Holy heck, would you look at that. You know what? I'm going to take all this tungsten carbide and we're going to turn all into drills. We're going to want a lot of this stuff because we're going to need this for our science, and I think we need it on like 2 separate layers, which is fine. Would be nice if we'd hit some quality on something. I should have made quality 2s, but I just didn't do it. I guess because blue circuits are kind of in high demand currently. I don't want to go too crazy on them. I think I'll put the rest into here. How many jobs we got? We got 9 now. That'll probably be good to start. We can still make a few more here. I'll wait for them. Our power grid is going to need to be improved like immediately. I think these drills are going to put a real heavy strain on them. We already consume a surprisingly large amount of coal, but we might consume even more making... What does this team take? Oh my god, I made this and I never actually like set it up. I just assumed it was fine. Incredible. Can it still get calcite? Can you remove steam like that? No, okay. I'm gonna wait a sec to make sure this can pick up calcite. I'm pretty sure it can pick it up from here, but I just want to be sure. It does not look like it can. Okay, great. Maybe it can and it just doesn't want to. Maybe it could. Either way, we are producing more steam than we were before, which is a good thing because we are certainly going to need it. I think what I'm going to do is to move my power setup down a little bit. Maybe something like this. Have like the initial bay and then have a few breaking off. And then like flip it around like this too. You feel me? Which is to say we should move all of this a little bit. I don't think this is particularly more efficient than what we have up there, for the record. Space-wise, I just think it looks cool and we have plenty of space. We may as well take advantage of it. But let's work on getting the steam out of there and let's work on getting the power set up elsewhere. I just want to free up that entire coal patch. I feel like we're gonna need at least a chunk of it. Such a shame that it's not slightly closer. I don't know if this heat will be enough to power all of these in a daisy chain like this. I'm hoping it will be. I don't really have a way to see if it can. Nope, nope. Got a little greedy with my design. Figured with this I can just use the big boyos, which I totally didn't forget the name of, which is why I'm stalling the substations. Speaking of, we could probably remove a bunch of substations too. But for now, we need to not remove more substations. Whoa, stay on your side, buddy. I don't like how close you're getting to my side. We can coexist as long as you're existing over there and Ko's existing over here. Yes, I do know that that was an incredible amount of bars, and look, I don't really know what to tell you. You're welcome. I only do literally everything. Stone is really peculiar because we need it for some things here, but it is a finite resource unless I missed something in the equation. Doesn't appear anywhere here. We can gather it, but technically there's a limited amount. Oh, no, I'm dumb as bricks. We do have a crap load of stone. I've just been throwing it all into a hole. Like, literally. So why aren't these currently on? There's steam in them. The steam temperature is 500, max temperature is 500. These aren't on because they're not necessary? Because the power is available though. So what if I turn off these ones? Will those turn on? Are we just like happening to be at the limit of what they need to be? These, oh, duh, it's not part of the system yet. Oh my god. Obviously they're not going to turn on. There's no reason for them to turn on. They are a closed loop of power. Okay, all those are turning on immediately, so I'm going to try to see if I can move the rest of these now too. Rescue a few of our things back. Hey, look at that. Is this as many as we have? It is. Nice. And it looks like they're all outputting power. And it looks like we're now making 175 megawatts worth of power. We're going to be using a lot more than just 7. But being this is now powering my factory in a place that isn't covering up all the coal, I'm feeling a little bit better about it. Because we're about to slam down some more drills in a few minutes, and it would be quite nice if that didn't turn off everything. Ooh, look at that. We got a rare one. I like it. Okay, so the resource drain going down is a good thing. So rather than taking 50%, it takes only 33 now. Cool. The downside means that it didn't successfully smelt the rest of these ones in the schmeltery, but that's okay. We can wait. Maybe I'm overdoing it on how much this is reminding. Honestly, we could just use the drills anyways. What I should start doing is start using the stone. Or at least getting some stone rather than throwing it all away. I can't believe that I completely spaced out on like how stone is produced here. Uh-oh. What happened? I thought we had enough power for everything. Eh? Why? We're running off of only the solar panels? So these aren't working. I'm very confused as to why we just turned off. My guess is we're not making enough steam. Let me go check that. No, we have a boatload of steam sitting in here. Why did everything just turn off? I can't figure it out. They're not all at full capacity, but my assumption was because we're not really mining or anything, so it wasn't necessary. But we are mining. These are all working and producing power. Why the heck did everything turn off? Maybe making a few storage tanks for steam is the idea. I don't know why that would fix anything, but if it will, I'm gonna set it up because there's no reason not to. Like, we have a crazy amount to store that. We produce steam like crazy fast, so I don't know why this wouldn't work. Unless there's like a heat fall off between the pipes, but it says it's at 500 Celsius, right? I have no idea why the factory turned off. I figured it out. There's no connection between the two sides of it. Now everything should be all together. Yep, I couldn't see the solar panels. I was like, what the heck's going on here? So the steam was powering this half of the factory, and this half was powered by only solar panels. So now they are connected. Which is to say, I got a little lost in the sauce, admittedly. I'm bringing the stone down here because we have the concrete being produced down here, which needs water. And it looks like we make like a very piddly amount of stone, as is. I figure we might as well just like use what we have passively instead of just chucking it into lava. We need the stone to go a little bit further. I think I'll just bring it down, then across. And then upwards. Then we'll be making concrete again. Although this isn't getting any molten iron, which is surprising to me. Because it's full on stone, which I could have been using to feed this. Ooh, I completely forgot about the output. You can even tell because I made this whole thing like with the expectation it would just run, but then it just turned off. There we go. So now our excess stone will just be turned into stone bricks. This may fill up at one point, but it should be quite some time before it did. If it does, I don't even know if it will. Alright, we've got 16 drills in total. We could consider making some productivity modules, perhaps, for them. I need to expand out our module production, or our circuit production, pretty intently. This might be too many drills, actually. Well, that won't quite work, huh? There's hot lava there? That right there is hot lava? Okay, I guess. I'm not mad, you're mad. I really don't know how many of these drills we truly want. I'm kind of spitballing it and hoping that it will be good enough, as they say. I feel like this stuff mines fairly slowly, all things considered. While operating under that expectation... this will probably be not enough drills for what we want in the end, but it should be fine to start. The important thing is we'll be able to produce more drills automatically with this setup. I had that backwards. Whoops. Glad I noticed it ahead of time. I will almost certainly have to redo these belts. Like, almost 100% chance. But the important thing is to get them down, and then we can assess what's wrong with them and fix them later. I can already kind of see what's wrong with them. Years of being an engineer truly paying off in this moment. For real, bustin' respectfully. Treasure Hunter is officially leaving RuneScape for good on January 19th, 2026. Oh, did they finally post about it? That's cool. Feels kind of crazy though. Like, genuinely a little bit surreal. That should begin mining. Probably shouldn't have turned them on yet. Let's go peek them and see how they're doing. We can't go underground because there's lava there. I see. It makes sense, don't get me wrong. We also do mine this like rather slowly for how much we invested in it. So I'm glad that we invested as much as we did. RuneScape without Treasure Hunter. I wonder if they ran some like big analytics or something and reached the conclusion that it just wasn't worth it in the end. I know they did the surveys and stuff, don't get me wrong, I just like... It feels surprising regardless. Oh, I didn't realize I had a few extra pump checks. Let me slam those down. I must have made them at some point. I was just thinking about how I wanted to make more of them too. Still crazy. I don't even think this. Here's my spicy take about RuneScape. I don't think Treasure Hunter was inherently a bad thing, but I do think it is a bad thing, if that makes sense. So we need tungsten ore and carbon. Carbon we're getting from turning coal into carbon, I believe. We are indeed. I think what I'll do is I'll ramp up the coal. I want to make the production for tungsten over here, so I'm going to rip up the old one and move the coal up here. I'm going to really go for cliff explosives, although I think that's something we can feasibly get, which is nice. I think cliff explosions are kind of what you do here. We do have carbon being produced. It's a very small amount. I don't mind producing the carbon down here because the coal's here, and I do have some sulfuric acid being produced. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to start by ramping up the carbon production, and then we'll just move the carbon over to there. So carbon is just coal and sulfuric acid. In a chemical plant? Yeah, in a chemical plant. So we gotta make a few chemical plants as well. Which are somewhere, and I definitely didn't click off them like 6 times. Don't think we need the sulfuric acid tank here anymore. I mean, we obviously need something here so that it'll keep running, but it's taking up a fair bit of space, and I don't think it's doing anything for us productive. Just trying to buy myself a little bit of space. Protect these up. So we'll have carbon as the desired output. What I'm gonna do. What am I gonna do? This belt's the stone belt. I can move the stone belt for sure. I can also move this roboport. I don't know how much carbon we're gonna need. We can always scale it up. I'm kind of just spitballing it like I usually do with designs at the very beginning. Okay, so that'll craft and we'll put that down at some point. Now we freed up a little bit more space. If I can have it so that there's 2 belts in front, I'll be happy. So we can have the sulfuric acid going back here and then have 1 belt in the front inputting coal and the other one outputting carbon, and then we're bada bing bada boom, we're good. I think we're gonna have to up our coal production pretty dramatically at this point, but that's okay. Now's the time to do it. I don't know why, but of like all the things in Factorio, the concept of input coal, output carbon, it makes the most sense out of like everything to me. Like I feel like it's the most rooted in reality thing this game has ever mustered. Maybe not. It just makes sense. Alright, we have our... That's coal. That's supposed to be carbon. Whoops. That's an expensive issue that I just created. I mean, it's really not that expensive. But it is slightly inconvenient. So I'm gonna have to go clean the other side of the belt. Which is fine. It's not that big of a deal. Alright, so the carbon is now being produced more dramatically and the tungsten carbide is here. We now need to slurp up a bunch of coal because we put it on the belt like a dum-dum McIdiot head and there is nothing we can do to escape the titles that have been given to us by this universe. That is a lot of coal. I mean, it means we're mining a decent amount of coal per minute, I guess. I mean, not really. We're mining some coal per minute. There we go. Now we have carbon saturating this belt. And we just need one of these belts here. Although I've reached a bit of an issue on my fluids, and I always do this every time. We definitely need the fluids to feed in from a further distance, and I don't know why I always forget to do this. I do, and then I'm like, wow, I really should have done that, and then I don't do it, and it's just like, wow, really? Thankfully with bots, things are pretty quick to fix. I'll be honest with you, I know I'm playing Factorio right now and I'm having a nice time because, you know, it's Factorio, it's always fun. But I have been eat, sleep, drink, think, feel-ing all about currency wars. Ever since the Star Rail sponsored stream last week, it's just been currency wars, currency wars, currency wars in my brain. I don't think it was the sponsored stream specifically that did it to me, for the record. I'm not getting paid, they're not like inputting currency wars into my brain at this exact moment. They could be, I suppose, because I am thinking about it so much. But it is way more fun than it has any right to be. I really want to get these substations automated. I'm using them like large power poles. I don't know why. Alright, so now we are producing tungsten carbide. We have automated tungsten carbide, which is a huge improvement from us just hard struggling on it before. What is tungsten carbide used for? That's a great question. Let's find out together. It is used in making mining drills. It is used in making foundries. It is used in making Speed Module 3, which is interesting. It is used in Quantum Processor. It is used in Metallurgic Science pack. So having a lot of it's a good thing. Primarily now is going to be for the foundries and the mining drills and the science packs, but it's good that we're going to need it for something eventually. It looks to me like quantum processor just requires a little bit of every planet, so it's probably quite an endgame thing. However, we now have these on a belt, which is the first time I've ever seen these on a belt, I think ever. Nice thing about this setup is we can make dramatically more of them, which I think I'm going to do right away if I'm being candid with you. We will copy this. It'd be as simple. Oh, you know, I got to get this part too. It'd be as simple as copying it like that. That stupid crater. Just make me upset. Oh, I guess I can build it downwards. It's not that big of a deal. This one was totally fine. I don't know why I scrapped this one. We will certainly have to scale up our carbon production the more we do stuff like this. But it's easy as this to set up even more. Apparently scuffed something somewhere. Oh, I presume it's because I had set this up already. Great. Yeah, let's go grab some steel. Either way, we have that on belts now, which is something. It's pretty sure I had a box of like a bunch of steel and stuff. I do. Not a bunch. So I've used a good chunk. Make a few more substations. Let our bots resupply us. Now we're going to additionally make tungsten plate, which is just molten iron and tungsten in a foundry. Let me tell my bots to put this roboport into a storage chest so they can on their own go place it. Cool. So we need more foundries, which leads to needing more of the stuff we just made. So it's not really that big of a deal. What I should probably do is start pumping this somewhere meaningful, since we know its only uses. I guess it's used in science too. I think what I'll do, that is the worst line to go on. That's fine. I think what I'll do is I'll pump this up into the base so that the foundries and mining drills can kind of like passively get produced while we're doing things, because we need more of both of them, period. There's like no question about that. So snaking a belt up here and just having it go directly into the machines that need it, which are right here, I feel like is a very solid plan that I will be committing to. Glad we're using the stone now too. I feel like a big bozo for not having the stone set up before. I think I need this line, so we're going to move that down a little bit. I think I'm also going to have these green circuits off put here instead. Shut up, big guy. I'm not scared of you no more. I know your weakness. Now we have tungsten carbide feeding into this automatically, making foundries. I'm gonna start limiting this. How many foundries per stack is it? It looks like stack size is 20. I'm gonna limit it to 2 for now. We don't have the... Do we have these automated? No, we never set up iron plates, so we're not gonna have that fully automated. But once we have that automated too, it'll just be making foundries, which will be really, really nice. Now we just need to bring it over here, and then these will be made as well. The downside of this is we don't have electric mining drills set up, but it'll at least make a few more drills for us for the amount that we brought initially, which is kind of a nice little conversion that we managed to take all of our initial mining drills and turn them into something beautiful. And there we go. We've got mostly automated. Oh, we ran out of engine units too. Well, okay. Maybe not most of that. Hey, we hit a double on commons though. So we need to set up a few more things to successfully automate. I really got lucky with the stuff I brought. I wonder if someone had like talked about it before and it was in my subconscious and I just wasn't thinking about it. Let's set up the refined concrete for the foundries. I do need a foundry to do that though. I'm hoping we have some of it down here. Eh? Output full. Oh, we have refined concrete. It's just output full over here. How are you getting iron plates? I guess you were just hand-fed, but you just make a crazy amount of plates per stick. I believe we can use a foundry to make iron rods specifically. Sticks per plate. I think I just said plates per stick. Not important. The important thing is we've got a few more foundries, which we really, really need. It also needs to get steel going into it automatically, which should be pretty easy to accomplish. As we have steel, you know, a foot away. I'm gonna drop the engine unit maker for now. We'll make a new one at some point, certainly. These foundries are like so big, I keep thinking that they're one tile out more than they are. Sweet! We can potentially repurpose these to be used on a novice as well, so these are investments in the future for certain. This needs water, that's why this is down here. Alright, so we need to fix iron plates. I mean, we need to make iron plates down here, iron rods. I believe we can have iron rods produced directly. Oh, our stone is already starting to back up a little bit. I believe we can have iron rods produced directly from a foundry. I do not know this 100%, but I believe it to be the case. I'm going to operate under that revelation of knowledge. At our current juncture. Surely we have molten iron down here. We have molten iron right here, in fact, which is kind of obscenely perfect for what we want. That is the wrong building to put down. This doesn't even make an output or anything. I guess it only makes the output when you're making the wrong ingredient. Alright, so that automates the iron sticks. The concrete is also being automated now. I think I'm going to just turn that into a storage chest and leave it as is, not think about it. I don't want it outputting randomly anymore. It could just coexist. I'm going to take the modules away from this. So this will make refined concrete. Should have everything? Am I crazy for thinking that? Water, concrete, iron stick, steel plate. It does not have a feed of steel plates, so we need to bring steel plates down here or make steel plates down here. Both of which I think are weirdly viable. Because steel plates should just be another foundry setup. I was kind of greeting with the positioning of this foundry. I think what I'm going to do is move this one instead. Have that feed upwards. Set up another foundry over here. Over hither. I think it would be like this. It's a bit of an awkward setup. I think I set this to steel. I think it's just iron in. It is just iron. This is a really like tight design. You know, I'm gonna just fill it in with normal pipes. Now this makes steel. Steel goes into here. These sticks also go into here. It's a shame we can't make refined concrete from anything but this assembler. It almost looks silly. It looks like it's just assembling machine 2 and 3. But water, refined or concrete, iron stick, steel plate, these are all being made right here and they're all being output directly into it. This needs some power to turn back on. And we are good to go on that front. I may need to avoid some excess of material still. However, I think we're going to handle that very similar to our space station. I guess space station would be the right word. Where we're going to just have it like read the belt and see how much we want to offload at any given time. I wish I had this go one to the right so it was lining up with this, so I'm going to move this one to the right. That is much better. I'm going to just put these onto that belt. Okay, so now we have refined concrete set up there. And the literal only thing remaining is green circuits, which we have right next to it. So now we should have foundries automated. We do need to improve our green circuit production, obviously. Fortunately, when it comes to foundries, we don't need too many of them at any given moment. But now I won't have to be scrambling looking for them. What did we need for the drill? I feel like we were still something off. We're still a lot of things off. I mean, we have red circuits, actually. We don't have a crazy amount of them, but we do have some of them. Electric engine units and electric mining drills are the other things that we would need to set up for automating the mining drills. Which we should, because, like, once we have those drills, we should just send a bunch of them to Novice. Like, send them home. No reason not to at this point. The ship can make it back and forth. So what do we need for those? Lubricant engine units and electronic circuits. Wouldn't you know it, I just got rid of my engine units, but that's okay, because there's a lot of things I want to scale up now. I think what I'm going to do is... Are there any sciences immediately that help us with metallurgic? We haven't made metallurgic yet, but let's see. Artillery is not the most necessary at this juncture. Cliff explosives seem really nice for this planet, so I think we might do that ASAP. Coal liquefaction will also give us the ability to turn coal, heavy oil, and steam into heavy, light, and petroleum, which I'm guessing is a more efficient method of production than we currently have. Oh, okay, it makes more heavy oil. It turns 25 heavy oil into 95. Okay, so that is probably an improvement on our things. Interesting ratios there, though. What else do we have? Rail support foundations, not viable for us. Low density structure production. Green belts and speed modules 3. It looks like our primary one that we're looking at are those cliff explosives and the coal liquefaction and the turbo transports. I think it's speed 3s too. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to try to work with what we have now to set up a decent, like a slowish production of Metallurgic Science, because we should have pretty much everything good to go right now. Look at that. We got an uncommon foundry, which has a crafting speed of 5.2. But now we have heckin' 16 foundries on us, and they just get passively made. Oh. Definitely gonna have to set up this stone at some point, because we are producing more of it than I would like to admit. And we're not smelting it away. You know, I'll do it to start. That doesn't work. I'm gonna just have this go across here. And just half of it's gonna get yeeted. And just forget about it. There we go. So we want to make the tungsten plates, which require foundries. Thankfully, we have those now, and I believe it's just molten iron. Molten iron, tungsten ore, precisely what we were looking for. So do we want to make more molten iron is the question. It's kind of hard to tell how much we consume versus how much we have. I do struggle on that front a little bit. Currently we're like always capped, but I feel like it's a good idea. I'm gonna just make more. There's no reason not to. We're right next to lava. Its input's calcite, and that's all you need, and we're next to lava. I may as well just split it across here. We are approaching like that beautiful nirvana of belt spaghetti, which everyone loves. Though cliff explosives would go so hard with some of this area we need to work with. That's part of why I'm going to focus down science now, I think. At least a good chunk of it. Alright, so let's put up... I guess we'll do 2 of them. 2 might even be overkill. Right with the uncommon mining drills. Yum. Cannot build on lava. Okay, I guess. My bad, I didn't notice that tiny little speck. Alright, so we'll have these produce molten iron from lava. Lava goes in here. We go and grab our offshore pumps. Have our inputs. And now we are making some lava. Cannot build on lava. Which is the name of the game now? Can I really not underground that way? Really? It's one too far. Okay. No, you can't underground under lava. I keep forgetting it. Silly me. I'm gonna just have literally all the stone we produce here just get shoved into lava immediately. There, so now we're sitting on a good chunk of molten iron, which has no home currently, which we should totally rectify. We don't want lonely iron without a home. You know what I'm going to do? I'm actually going to copy the distance of these just to see. I'd like to make it look similar to the other side. Then upon hooking this in, we should have A beautiful line of tungsten plates being produced. And now we have finished the research and can make Metallurgic Science Pack, which is made specifically in foundries. And wouldn't you know it, we've got a bunch of foundries, and we've got all of the resources required for it right here. How do we want to do this is a good question, though. Let's do an underground here. I think undergrounds give us the best idea, because I want to put these two on belts together. What am I doing? All right, there we go. Perfect. So is tungsten plate used for anything else, or is it just this? Tungsten plate. Tungsten plate is also used in our fancier belts, which we could just kind of like make now. We could totally make green belts right now. They just take tungsten plate, they take express transport pellet and lubricant. So we certainly want to use it for other things. I don't know if we produce it nearly fast enough. It looks like it gets produced pretty slow. We do have one uncommon foundry, so I'll dedicate that to this area. Could always use modules and stuff. I'm just getting a basic setup of stuff for now. Now we have access to our Metallurgic Science Pack, which takes some molten copper and then our two materials. So we'll try to feed in the molten copper on the side. We, of course, would like to use probably quality modules here if we can. I feel like quality science is going to be the best thing to put on ships for us. Which is the thing, we should slurp up some stuff and start making a bunch of quality modules now. Do I have greens and boxes? I don't think I do. Alright, we'll just make some quality ones for now. We still need to like massively improve our green circuits and stuff, which we will do, but I wanted to get cliff explosives so we had a lot more freedom on the placements. We do have some molten copper being made in here, but not much. I think we just have the one machine, which leads me to believe we should make a new one, so I'm going to do that without even like thinking about it. We've got the foundries now. I don't see a reason to not take advantage of them. Got the power. We don't have anything limiting us besides our imagination at this point, which does sound a little cringe, I'll give you that, but it is kind of the truth. But we should rely on that being as it is. So we do need this calcite, so we're just going to wrap it around here, and wouldn't you know it to be true, we can use that for the iron. I'm going to assume that this is enough iron. I haven't looked at the ratios and stuff. I'm just excited to try it out. Actually, you know what'd look really cool? Hear me out, right? We take this, store it here for a hot second. We put it right here, right? Ooh, okay. So that doesn't work exactly how I want it to. We gotta make it go one away. I do not want molten iron in these. I want molten copper. I thought it would look cool if we did it that way. Change these recipes over to the Metallurgic Science packs. Apply that to all of them, and then we need to downgrade this one because that's our fancy schmancy one. of love this little design. So we want them both to end up on the same belt. It's very easy to do this. We're going to have to use splitters to do it efficiently. Oh, look at it. It's beautiful. And it's built up precisely what we need. Really happy with how that belt looks too. And then we just need to hook up the copper, and then with a little bit of love as the primary ingredient. What happened to the fluid? Oh, it's not outputting the stone. Duh. Wow, it can't output the stone quick enough with just this. That's interesting. There we go, that's better. And just like that, we have produced Metallurgic Science, which unfortunately will have to exist in a buffer box for the time being. Well, less than ideal. I'm still technically trapped on Vulcanus. I've never found a way to get off the planet. Which is fine, because I'm sure we can figure out a way off together. Wow, we still don't make enough copper. Interesting, I wonder if it's 1-to-1. Let me look at the Metallurgic Science pack. So it uses 200 molten copper over the course of 10 seconds. I'm making molten copper. How much do I make? I make 250 over 16 seconds. Wow, so we need a lot of these, actually. Great, I'm glad that I automated foundries. Let's set up another one. I'm getting real heckin' spaghetti with some of this stuff. Can I do that? Is that legal? That's gotta be illegal. There's no way to let me get away with it. Okay, yeah, that can't output anymore. Oh, duh, they take up the same space. But shouldn't there be a space in between these? There is. Okay, so that does break it. Boo. My belt spaghetti finally fell apart. Just kidding, it all works again. Really glad I didn't try to tap into the copper we already had for the base. So this still isn't enough. Oh, it might barely be enough. Okay, this is barely not enough, it looks like. But that's okay, because we're making it at like a decent enough pace currently. Oh, I forgot to put the quality modules I made into there, so let's do that now. Look at that, we already have almost 300 of them. Even though this isn't like perfectly efficient, it's still plenty of science. So I think now we've got two things to look at. One, we should upgrade our mining, because I'm sure our resources are going to be hurting sooner than later. You go through a surprisingly low amount of calcite. What does this belt do? We have an ingredient shortage. We don't have any molten iron coming through here, because the output is full because there was never an output. Ooh, okay, okay, okay. We should get a rocket first and foremost. We should get a rocket, we should get fuel for the rocket. We could also set up green belts and stuff, but I think getting Metallurgic Science out and getting to be able to blow up some of these really annoying glyphs is going to be like paramount for fun. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to yeet a bunch of the stuff off of here. Should really get electric poles automated sooner than later. I keep telling myself we build so like limited in our space that it's not that necessary, but I would have set up forever ago. It would have been really, really nice to have. Alright, I don't want to go across the copper. That's my one rule. No copper, as they say. In famous video game Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. I should be putting my belts backwards just to keep my bots on their toes. I think we produce so much stone now that it literally matters not if I go yeet it all into the abyss. And just as long as some of it gets put through here eventually, which we have 100 stone bricks already in the queue. There it goes. I mean, turning this off, like, is not good. There we go. So now everything's being released back into the sweet, sweet ether of the ocean. Just kidding, there's a single belt missing. Which I don't have any belts because I'm not in the range to get them. Okay, thanks for the 4 belts. Perfect. You're killing it. Sorry, bots. I'll be back. Boop. And then the lava returns to once it came. I think I'll put up double duty for this. I don't think it's super necessary, but necessary enough. Cool, 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 cool. There's a lot of stuff I want to remake here, but we've come a pretty dramatic distance since we arrived. It makes sense that we would have been we would have improved somehow on this planet rather than just sitting here floundering. I haven't seen any alerts from Novice in a while. Look at our pollution. There's like none of it. Like a little bit right here. Speaking of, how is our did we start Kovarex? Why isn't it running? Oh, because it doesn't have an output for uranium 238. But it ran? It definitely ran. It ran once. But I'm a little confused. So I put the stinky uranium there, it just ends up in the box, right? Which isn't the most ideal thing in the world. I'm quite happy that I can work on Novice while being on Volcanus. Very convenient. Alright, so we do have the process going. So what I'm going to do is... Whoops. Still want that to output. That box is annoying. I want to get rid of this box specifically. Can I throw some bulks down? Have I automated bulks here? I do see some bots moving. Okay, cool. Look, you can see the pollution kicking on a little bit. Bugs are like, it's been quiet for too long. I want to empty out this box, and I figure the best way to do it is just to move everything down, and then I want to have all the stuff from this box spit out to here. Because we are performing Kovarex enrichment, which means we are eating through our uranium-238. Drake? I never set this up to go to the uranium drop-off again, for some reason. Why? I imagine it was a consequence of all of the issues that I had bumped into before. Where everything had strange names. This being said, I'm glad we were able to hit Kovarex through the stuff that we had, rather than just having it 6. I hadn't checked on this in a long time. Maybe I should have just had bots empty this out, but that seems really inefficient. I'd rather take advantage of all this extra uranium we have. I'm really glad we didn't run out of fuel cells randomly. Oh, no, we didn't. But we're really heckin' close. Look at this. This one can't even really turn back on. It's like down to its last one. What do? I never set up the wiring for this. So I want Kovarex to just keep going, basically no matter what, but I want to take off like one every now and then so it gets put through the uranium fuel cell process so that we keep cells going. How do I accomplish it? You know what? I do want that there. So if I have this connect to this machine and read that this machine has enable, disable, read the context of uranium in it. That's only reading the output, not the input. Read contents. Great. So it has 44 in it now because there's 40 in the recipe, I assume, and then there's 4. It's 45 in it now. I'm gonna say as long as this is... As long as this number surpasses 45, it'll activate. It'll spit out one that will go into the system. As long as... I assume 45 should be fine, because it even has some excess in there. So now... As long as there's 45 in the machine, it will go okay. That is greater than 45, therefore I shall activate. We do have a bit of a sushi belt of stuff right now, which doesn't really solve what I wanted. No, I have it. This should be fine. This should be totally fine. We should be able to sushi belt this stuff without any issue. Because the green stuff will always go on the bottom. I think. What is it? What side does this output on? Green ones go out here, or the light green ones go out here. I need this process to finish. I don't even think I need productivity modules. I think I need speed modules on this. It's very, very slow now that it started. As long as this tries to output on the right belt, I'm happy. But at the same time, it's going to be a little bit annoying if it does. Okay, so it is trying to output on the right. I'm going to wire this up to here. It's going to read all belt contents, enable, disable. And I'm only going to have you spit out if that number is greater than 100. Or no, if 100 is greater than the number on the belt. If it's less than 100. That way this will be able to spit its own stuff out. This will technically like cycle into itself, which is a little bit unfortunate, but it'll leave space for this thing to spit out just fine. The Covarex process has begun. Although this isn't working exactly how I wanted it to either. We're making a bunch. But I don't think this is nabbing any. We haven't made any more, have we? Oh no, we have made some. We have made some successfully. So I think my process works now. This belt will kind of always be spaghettiing. Like, it's a little bit unavoidable with this design, but it is what it is. It's a better fix than just leaving it on its own to suffer for a while. And then this machine goes... I want to see if any gets picked up. It should pick them up, like, right away. I think I just missed it the first time. It doesn't pick it up right away. Oh, it did get some at the end. Great. And then those get picked up, put into the machine. Those spit out a few fuel cells. Bada bing, bada boom. As long as we're producing a few more fuel cells so we're not just like running out of them, I'm happy. I think with this circuiting, it should just function for now. Glad we looked at it when we did, as I said before, because, like, it was getting kind of close to running out of fuel. Glad we also circuited it to not waste fuel. Look at this, how much it spits out. Holy. We're definitely good now. So every time that process finishes, it'll make more good stuff and eat some of the bad stuff. This is also producing more. Yeah, so our fuel should be fine now. It took us a while to get started on it. The nice thing is that assuming we can put uranium-238 or the fuel cells, I guess we would need 235, I think it is. Yeah, as long as we can put uranium-235 onto a rocket, we can jumpstart a process like that on any planet. I don't know if it's going to be viable to jumpstart on any planet, but we could do it. Oh, look at how quick our science is coming along, too. All right, let's get back to what we were doing. I got a little distracted by that. We were trying to set up space, which is to say we need to make a rocket silo, which the steel is easy, the electric engine units, the pipes, the concrete, those are all easy. The processing units are not easy for us right now. After that, we'll need to get rocket fuel, which shouldn't be too bad for us. Low density structure, which should be free to my memory. Let's see what LDS is made from. Yeah, completely free for what we have now. And then blue circuits again. So we just need to step up our circuit production. So I think that's going to be basically our primary goal, is to set up circuit production. Would have been really nice to not, or to be able to get cliff explosions ahead of time. But I think we're going to take advantage of this area here. And because of that, I think we might push out this enemy to get like a bigger area here. Do we have a lot of bullets? We do, but I don't think it's enough bullets. Gonna scale up our production once more to where it was. I don't know why I limited it beforehand. That was kind of a dumb decision on my part. Pick up our tank, grab some more tank shells. We might be able to just kill it with a tank too, but I feel like it would be way too close just to tank on its own. If we like micro super hard, maybe, but I don't think it's worth the risk. 100 cigarettes, good to go. You know, I could... You know what I'll do? I'll do something similar. We'll immediately learn from what we just did. We'll wire this up. We will have it hold all belts. Enable, we'll look for the stone content of the belts. The fact that there's literally none kind of surprises me. Oh, right, we have the output priority, duh. I can get rid of this now. This isn't necessary anymore. Literally none was coming down with our design. And we're just going to look at this and we're going to disable if there's, we'll say, 40. Actually, the number would have to be quite high for us to want to turn it off, I think. How about we do 100? The issue is, like, it's reading the entire contents of the belts. I could technically have it read how many pass through here, but that's not quite good, too. I could also have it read how many are sitting in it. Oop, I have it the wrong way. What did it, so, what if I do hold? Hold will look directly here, I assume. Let me try to learn how hold works. Usually I do hold all belts. So what if I do, whoops. So what if I do hold? It can see this. So if this exceeds... Can I ever read multiple of these, you think? What if I do this exceeds 6? And then we have you read belt contents. Hold. Some stone is coming through. Let's see if the number ever spikes above like 3. It looks like it's just... Oh, no, it did spike up. Okay. Maybe it didn't... We'll let it sit for a little bit. We'll let it stew. For a moment, I thought I saw it go higher, but I guess if it's only on one side of the belt, it's never going to exceed 3, basically, ever. But I could have sworn I saw it spike to 5. Okay, it definitely does spike to 6. Which means this should work fine. This should only turn on once these two contents exceed 6. My worry was if I put it at 4, it'll immediately start to like yeet all the stuff out. I guess I'll make it 8, you know? If I make this 8 specifically. Yeah, so now it'll always have something to feed. As soon as it exceeds 8, it'll yeet some of them out. Although it's unfortunate that it only grabs from one side. Man, you know what I could do to fix this though, I think? Is just put a splitter right in front of it. I guess it doesn't really make a difference. Whatever, this works fine. The important thing is this thing always has something to grab from and smelt with. And that does solve that problem. Back to the other major problem, blue circuits, which means I want to make more circuits, which means I want to put them over here. My poor bots get all toasty. Oh, right, but we want to blow up the stuff that's there. I forgot what our plan was already. GG, my brain just shut down for a little bit. Miko.exe has in fact stopped working. Gonna handcraft some turrets while we're chilling here. Oh, Novice is being damaged. We're making some pollution because we burned a forest because we got attacked from this new area for the first time. Yeah, maybe it's not the first time. If it was the first time, they got a tremendous amount of kills. Yeah, there are a good chunk of corpses there. Maybe that was just a big group. This music kind of goes tremendously hard. Oh, it went away. Because I was looking at Novice for too long. I want to go home to Novice. I miss the good music. I think we had 30 turrets last time, something like that. And that was fine. Put down these two so our bots repair it real quick. Pick those bad boys up. Set down our tanke wherever that ended up in our inventory. There it is. Ah, I wanted that coal. I was using that coal, but then I put that coal away like a dum-dum. Actually, you know what? I'm going to make it so the tank has a request. Can I do that now that I'm in space? I think I can. Great. So the tank will request coal. 100 of it. That is unfortunately not in a logistics area. I should have just like Control X, Control C'd it. Surely this is in the logistics area. I don't see any roboports. There's one over here at least. Great. There's coal literally half a foot away. Oh, it kept its logistics. Interesting. I'm quite surprised that that's how that works. And that tank will coast to a stop eventually. I'm gonna grab a bunch of bullets. Slam down a bunch of turrets. I think we're basically good to go now. I'm not gonna like stress about it as much this time. I see red on my map, but I don't see a worm there. Tragic. Unforgivable. That's not good. I do not know how I bulleted so bad. I did in fact bullet badly. No Backlit bit bookies for me today. To park my tank for a moment, and we're gonna go look for our friend. There is our friend. Going to shoot our friend one time. We are going to back it up, back it up. Oh my gosh, it really heckin' comes though. I didn't think it would start with the big disabling cloud. Okay. Nope, it's still heckin' sent it. It's coming quick too. Okay. I'll be honest with you, I thought I was like super cooked. Thought I was very cooked with how it was just approaching us, but it was not nearly as bad as I thought. Cleared out another one of them. The first one was certainly the scariest. We do sacrifice some turrets every time, which is a little bit annoying. But it's really not that bad. Then we loot its corpse. I do like that my bots will repair each other. It's very cute. They're strong together and they identify them. Okay, so that's another one down. Most importantly, it gives us some freedom to build. I didn't want to get stuck in this corner, because this corner looks really nice for setting up our circuits and stuff, but I didn't want to get stuck on getting too close to the wall. Our little circle has grown quite a bit, though. It's a shame we won't be able to go over the lava, though, from my understanding. Maybe there's some way we can unlock it. Does foundations do that? I feel like we saw foundations as a thing. Foundation. Can we place on lava, oil, ocean, and most water with heat shielding? Okay, so the issue is that this requires us to finish all of the planets, including one that I have never even seen. So that might take a little bit. However, we have freed up a wonderful new expansion of our factory. Hooray to that for certain. I think we're gonna need to make more storage boxes soon. I just put the bullets back in there. Oh, we got plenty of storage space still. The bots are going somewhere that isn't here. So the big issue is blue circuits. We're going to need blue circuits, and I don't even think we have like a fanciful way to do blue circuits. I think we can basically just copy our novice design, but on a much smaller scale. I guess the bright side is we can have these covered by foundries, but everything else is not foundryable. You know what we should do really quick though? Let's make a new upgrade planner. Oh, we got the good music. Holy. What is this upgrade planner? Our whole little setup over here. Might take a little bit, but I think it'll be nice to have the fancier assembling machines. I did set them up right. Oh yeah, I did look at them. Oh, apparently it's not taking a little bit. I'm sorry. Makes everything craft faster, so. The bot migration, holy. Hey, wait a minute, those are taken from my stash of stuff. Don't do that. They're also putting it into my own stash of stuff. It must mean we don't have a lot of yellow boxes left. Let me slow down. Let me throw down a few of them. Like a little storage area here. That was a quick overhaul. Either way, it starts with one thing. I don't know why. Does not even matter how hard I try. That is making copper cables, which means making copper, molten copper. Great. However, if I'm being candid with you, I've been kind of trying to ignore it, but I'm a little bit sick to my stomach right now. I've been feeling a little sick to my stomach for a little bit now. I think I'm going to just save it here. We just cleared a new expansion and stuff. I think I'm going to call it a short stream today. We've got Metallurgic Science being created. It looks like we may need to smelt some more of it, though, because it doesn't seem like we're... Or mine some more of it. It doesn't seem like we're mining quite the efficient amount that we would like to be. Because we are in dire need of tungsten carbide, specifically, we're falling behind on. I'm going to go ahead and smack one of these down as a bandage, so that any of the excess from the second line of miners will just go over to here, which should help the tungsten carbide out at least a little bit. Thought I did something like that at the start up there. I did, but I think the issue is that it's just backing up all the way down here because the one side needs way more than the other. Either way, it looks like this is helping a pretty good deal. Plus, we have a buttload of science, some of which are in pretty good quality, too. But yeah, I'm going to wrap up there. Sorry for the short stream today. Sometimes my stomach has issues, and I think today might be one of those days, but either way... Thanks for watching. That was fun. I'm gonna go to Novice. Hopefully we get Novice music while I'm saying goodbye. I'll be back tomorrow. Might do Dark Souls tomorrow instead of Factory. Might do more Factory too. I want to get the spaceship up. It might actually be easier for us just to like ship a bunch of stuff over to get the spaceship going, because we could just ship like several things. How many of these can fit in a spaceship? 3 stacks. So I could just ship a bunch of them over, but I think it's going to be much easier just to like... Making it self-sustainable now means we don't have to come back later, you know? So setting up better circuits, setting up roboports, setting up all that stuff, like, is the play. Hey, team. Appreciate the hearts and stuff. Yeah, I was just thinking about how Novice has really good music. That was really it. But I am going to wrap up stream now, as I'm not feeling the best right now, but I did want to eke out a stream. Just my stomach's feeling a little unfortnite today. So we're going to wrap up here. We did get Kovarex enrichment working. GG, sorry about the short stream. But yeah, we will do more tomorrow, probably. Thanks for watching, and hopefully we'll see you next time. Bye for now.